Welcome to Chatty with Patty, where queens speak truth, break chains, and walk the path of restoration together. This is your safe space. Let's get chatty. Welcome to another episode of Chatty with Patty, where a safe space is created for transparent and vulnerable conversation. I am so excited to have my guest, Vichelle. Welcome, Queen. How are you?
Thank you. I am doing well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And I'm loving your yellow shirt. Yellow shirt with your earrings. And I'm loving the henna that you have on your arms as well.
Thank you.
So I feel like this is a long time coming. I feel like this conversation is one that is necessary. And I'm so happy to have it with you. And so just to share with our listening audience, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am originally from here, from Delaware, born and raised in Wilmington. I am married, I have children, I have grandchildren, and we've moved from Wilmington to Smyrna now. So I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
I'm an author.
Yes. Woo!
Yes. I am a work in progress,
As we all are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Becoming my best self.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so you said you are an author. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. And so you are in volume 4.
Yes.
All right. And how did that come about?
That came about, I had a call on my heart to become an author for a long time. Never really looked into how to go about doing it, besides writing. Of course, I know how to do that part, but I just so happened to hear your call on Facebook, and at the time, it was a good time for me to do it. I was in a space where I could free the time up and make it happen. And when I heard the call, I just knew it was for me.
All right.
So I answered, and now I'm an author. Thanks to you.
Yay! And so that has been 2 years now?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy, right?
Know.
Because we just celebrated the men, so that was this year, and then you were the year before. And so, how do you feel since telling your story?
I feel more liberated.
Okay.
I feel like it's not a badge of shame, that I have to carry around with me. I feel like I'm more open to talking to other people about it, other people who maybe have even been in that situation, to let them know it's not the end.
Yes.
It is very well could be the start of your new beginning, that you really want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So since then, what has changed in your life? Since writing your story, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, and I know you somewhat touched on it, right? But elaborate a little bit more since revealing, releasing, and walking on this journey of restoration. What has changed for you?
I just become a more confident person, just more self-aware and, loving myself, seeing people in a different light, you know what I mean? Now that I have moved into the space of loving myself more, it's opened up a world of friendships. I've met new people, good people with good hearts that want to do good things. So that means a lot to me, at this time in my life. So it's brought about, just a world of possibilities, me writing my own book. And that's something that I have actually started doing.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, something that I started doing. And, just sharing with other people, trying to inspire other people that if this is something that you want to do, that you can make it happen, Absolutely. You can make it happen. And I got the connections for you. You can make it happen too. That's it. That's exciting part. Like, you serious about this? I can help you make it happen.
Yeah. And so there was a question you asked. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. Because as you say, it has opened up the door of world of possibilities for others, right? And I feel like the question that you asked not too long ago is all a part of that, opening up the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the question that you asked me?
No.
Okay. And so the question that you asked was around spirituality.
Okay.
And you had asked if I was going to share that, and I'm paraphrasing now, that one doesn't necessarily have to be a Christian to be a part of Hold the Line.
Mm-hmm.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't want to put words in your mouth,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I've been looking forward to having that conversation with you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the reason being is I feel like we are all on this spiritual journey, right? And there's a lot of assumption.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, unless you can look at a person and tell right away that they may not be a Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I look at a Muslim sister,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell she's a Muslim sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I look at someone else, right? If I look at you, if I could be honest, I didn't know, right? And correct me wherever I made misstep, please correct me.
Mm-hmm.
But I want this to be a very transparent and vulnerable conversation.
That's good too.
Okay, and so you were vulnerable in Texas, and you opened up and you shared some things about your spiritual walk, and then you and I had a one-on-one conversation, and you shared some more things, right? And I will be honest with you, I would have never known. I would have never known, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another reason why I'm so excited about having this conversation, because we just experienced this on my job.
Okay.
I've been on a job, it'll be 10 years in October. We've never had the religion conversation at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we had, and it was tough,
Yeah.
right? It was tough, but it worked out. We, accommodations that needed to be made were made and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to have these conversations, right? I don't want to assume anymore. I don't want to think I know what their spiritual walk is.
Yeah.
And I want the space to be safe enough that individuals can say, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
This is what motivates me. This is what encourages me. This is what uplifts me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we just be able to talk about that thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, so you asked the question, and you followed that up with saying, because if you shared out or we talked about it, more people would be open to coming in,
Mm-hmm.
because they could look at Hold the Line and say, oh, that's one type of organization.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would fit in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would feel comfortable. And the reason why I wanted to talk to you is because you do feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You are a part. What is that? Like what is that? That's not the right question. How did you come to that? That's what I want to ask.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I came to that because I prayed about it.
Okay.
I did. I felt that initially looking in before I actually became an author, like I went to the book launch for
Mm-hmm.
volume 3
Mm-hmm.
and all of that, and just being around the circle, I just had a feeling that maybe it was more of a Christian led, or the ideology kind of behind the grouping,
Mm-hmm.
maybe was that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a little bit of hesitation.
Yeah.
And the reason why I had the hesitation is not because I'm against Christianity, right? Because I'm not.
Mhm.
I have been baptized,
Yeah.
brought up in the church, all of that stuff. I respect all religions.
Yes.
But there is something about like a constant like trying to get you to adapt to that same ideology.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't know if I was headstrong enough
Okay.
to be a part of that without doubting myself. Like,
That's
all
right.
of that at the time, because I was
Mhm.
still learning. I'm still
Yeah.
learning,
Mhm.
to this day.
Mhm.
So when I said, I prayed about it, I was like, I feel like I'm
Mhm.
supposed to be a part of this. I feel like I was drawn to this for a reason.
Yes.
And I just need to know, like,
Mhm.
is this something that I should pursue? Because I'm feeling a little difference in, our ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like given yes.
Okay.
You need to pursue. And what I've learned is that sometimes in spaces where there is a certain ideology there, an outside person can come in and add to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And not like disrupt or not try to pull it apart, but just add to.
Right.
Because a lot of people are questioning spiritual things.
They are.
And I mean, I get it, you know, from my clients a lot. You know, a lot of them know some of my viewpoints, and they may not feel comfortable asking, you know, other Christians or other Muslims or other people who share the same types of ideologies as them. So a lot of people ask me.
Right.
And, you know, I'm very forthcoming. I like to have conversations around politics and religion. I do. A lot of people say you should stay away from that, but I think
the two things you don't talk about.
Two things you don't talk about are the realest things that you can talk about. And I like talking about real stuff. I don't want to have, you know, surface conversation all the time. So I bring it up in a way to, and if it gets heated, sometimes I'll just kind of dismiss it. Like, oh, it's not that serious or whatever. Or, you know, I don't want to argue with anyone about it, but I think we should talk about our ideas. Yeah. I think we should ask the questions that we want to ask, you know, and we need to create spaces where people feel safe to do that without saying, no, you shouldn't do that and you should believe this and this and that. Because, you know, we're people. We're all unique and we all have a right to believe in whatever we believe in.
Yes, I agree 10,000% with you. And I am so excited that you got the answer yes, right? Because we all contribute something, right? And so when you ask the question, I paused for a second, right? Because never have I even said this was a Christian organization, right? I just happen to be a Christian. And so in my mind, I was thinking, well, because I never put it out there as a Christian organization, I don't think I have to put it out there. I didn't think I had to put it out there to say, all are welcome. Let me say that again. Let me say that clear. I didn't think I had to say, just what I said, that all are welcome, right? Because I never said all weren't welcome, right? But you got me thinking, right? You really got me thinking. And I was like, what is the best way to even share this? And that would be to have this conversation, right? And so I just want to make it clear that you don't have to be a Christian to be a part of Hold the Line, right? It is, everyone is welcome. I am not one that excludes anyone, right? This organization, I don't believe at all that God placed this in my spirit for it to be that way, right? All are welcome. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that we could all learn from one another. And if there is a sister or a brother out there that questioned whether or not you should be a part because of that, I want to make it very clear that yes, you should. If the tug is on your heart, there's a desire, you have a story to tell, it doesn't matter what your spiritual walk is, the door is open, right? We're going to walk as who we were called to be, whatever that looks like, right? I want to share that the night we were here and we were doing the sound bowls, correct me if I'm wrong, don't let me say anything incorrect, the sound bowls. I absolutely enjoyed that. It was so peaceful, so calming, and I would have never even known about them without you. Without you, right? As the first time I heard them the first time I seen outside of your videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But outside of you, that was the first time, right? And so I want us to come as who we are, show up as you, bring to the table what you have to offer, because we can all learn from one another. I shared with you that day in Texas, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a gentleman in the men's edition who was feeling the same way. He's, if I'm not mistaken, the Akan religion, African religion. And he is a author in the men's edition, but he was having some hesitancy too, because the majority of the men on the call or a part of the book were Christians as well. And he was like, I don't know if I have anything to offer. I'm like, you absolutely do have something to offer. Yeah. And you know how we call each other queens. They were started out calling each other kings, right? Yeah. He was like, I can't do that. And so he shared that with me, and I said, did you share that with them? And he was like, no. And I said, well, you should. Help them to understand why you can't receive that, right? And when he shared with me what it means in Africa, and there is a how do you say it? Like, there are steps that you got to get to, some hierarchy, right? And many are born into that, right? There will be some that will never be kings. And then there are others that were born into it. So he said, I was not born into that, so I can't take on that title. And so we had that conversation, and I said, well, I didn't know that to that length. I said, and this is why we say it, right? Because so many others look at us as less than. And so we remind ourselves of who we are. And exactly what you said is important to know. Teach someone. Educate someone on that, right? And and I said, and you share that with them, they're going to receive it. They're going to understand it. So much so, they then started calling each other gents. Right? In honor, in respect, in understanding. That's why we all got to come together.
Absolutely.
And that's why I was so excited about having this conversation. And I am so thankful that you asked the question. Right? I am so grateful that you asked the question. Because we walk around assuming far too much. And we walk around fearful to even have the conversation. When I was telling you about work, my boss asked the question, how many of us are comfortable about, speaking about religion? And not a lot of hands went up. People were like, I'm staying away from that. And then some even said, I don't even care to know about other religions. Wow. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like, where else are they having this conversation, right? But it's a necessary one. It is. Right? It is so necessary. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And so, so you shared a whole lot. You said that you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a grandmother, you're an entrepreneur, your hair looks beautiful. And I know you went, and I loved your post when you said it's a beautiful thing when the hairstylists can go get their hair done. Oh goodness. So it looks absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
But what else do we need to know about you? What else do you have to offer?
I am I'm a work in progress. I love learning. I'm always learning. I'm always researching. And religion is one of the things that I've researched, for a long time. Of course, I started in Christianity. I've studied Jehovah's Witness because a best friend of mine was Jehovah's Witness. And I said, okay, I'll study and learn about it for a little bit. And I studied for probably about a year. And then I decided that it wasn't for me, but now I have a better understanding of it. I can talk to her about it. Right. Like, why are you? It's like,
that
no,
part.
Everybody has the right to believe what they believe.
Yes.
But after that, you know, I never really studied like Muslim, but I do have, you know, people in my family, so I could bounce questions and stuff off of them. But I really feel like we need to go with what resonates with our spirit.
Yes.
You know, and spirituality resonated with my spirit. And how I even got into spirituality is funny story.
Okay.
I used to work for the post office, so I would work at this little satellite office, and I would be in there by myself. You know, so I have a lot of downtime to think.
Right.
And I was just thinking one day, I was like, what were we doing prior to slavery? What did we believe in? What kind of things did we practice prior to? Because we all heard that, you know, a lot of Christianity was imposed on a lot of people.
Yes.
So African spirituality is what it came to me. And I was just like, okay. So I started looking into it, and then one thing just led to another. And it was just like a rabbit hole of so much good information. And a lot of it just resonated with my soul, you know. And I'm like, okay, this is where it's at for me. You know what I mean? So just in that, and you know, sharing information, it's been very empowering. And you know, I just want to share the information with other people who are interested in knowing, because I'm not trying to force it on anyone, you know what I mean? But it allows me to live in a way where I hold myself more accountable. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to anyone to fix my problems. And I know that my issues are me. Yes. So, you know, everything starts with me, and to just be more accountable, you know, for myself and my decisions and my actions, and it's just made me a lot more aware. You know? So.
Love that. So you also mentioned you're about to write your full book. So I'm just going to throw this question out there. You got one more chapter to contribute to hold the line before you write your whole book, or are we just going in for the whole book?
You know what? I've been thinking about that. Okay. I think I do have one more to contribute to hold the line. I do. Okay. And then, you know, the other one that is just, I've been working on it for a while. So I'm it's a continual thing. I'm still working on it, but I think I have another one.
Okay. Yay. Excited. So that call is going to go out in August. We're going to start writing in September, and we're going to be celebrating by March. And so excited about that. So you shared a whole lot. Just in this short period of time, you shared a whole lot. Do you mind looking in that camera and just dropping a few more pearls or nuggets to a queen that may be watching? And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let you say the rest. What would you say to them?
I would say to you, if you are considering being an author, that this is a welcoming and safe environment for you to come, no matter what your religious background is, as long as you bring positivity and you want to add to the group in that type of way, then we embrace you. We want people to come in, you know, to add different ideas, different aspects, and we want to grow, because this is an empowerment thing. This is to help people heal and to empower people to, you know, become better. So that's what I would say. Do it.
Yes. Do it. Yes. And this is us stretching forth our hand. And we say, if you stretch forth yours, we're going to stretch back. We're going to grab a hold, and we're going to walk this journey with you. And it doesn't end at the publishing or at the celebration of the event. We continue to stay connected. We continue to take this journey together, to build together, and we want you to be a part. So if that's you, come on and join us. We're here for you. Anything else you would like to share?
I think that would be it. Well, I want to thank you. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for getting that information out.
Yes.
Because, you know, people need to feel welcome. You know, they want to know that they're coming into a welcoming and safe space. Yes. You know, a space where they can be accepted. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. Do you mind if I close out the way that we close out?
Sure. Okay.
Lord, we don't look like what we've been through, and nowhere near where you're taking us to. We don't know where this journey will lead, and we'll hold the line and continue to believe. Believe that you have us in the palm of your hand, so we'll keep the faith and continue to stand. Lord, we don't know where this journey will lead, and we'll hold the line and continue to believe.
Thank you.
Yes.